Hi agents, the grind continues in sharpening your combat skills as old and new enemies loom since the green poison outbreak. However, we still want to look our best in this post-apocalyptic world. By now, you most likely have collected all secret hunter masks detailed in my previous guides for Washington, D.C. and New York City. If not, then no worries, collect at your own pace, or use this guide for a new journey into the fashion endgame. Whether you are a new or returning player or a veteran agent, we're always asking ourselves, how's my drip? Well, the latest fit comes from new content, specifically by acquiring stylish hunter masks. This guide will showcase in the Division 2 Battle for Brooklyn DLC how to get 8 secret hunter masks inside the Brooklyn map and pick up 8 ash keys to unlock a special chest at the bridge settlement. Timestamps will be provided in the description for each of the 8 secret hunter mask locations. Agents, before you're debriefed on how to get all 8 secret hunter masks, please note the following. All hunter masks can be collected in any order, except for the Necronos Mask, which requires agents to first find and defeat the 7 prior hunters. All hunter masks can be acquired either day or night, except for the Lumen Mask, which can only be found at night. The Division 2 functions via an uninterruptible world clock. As of this upload, night starts at 2100 hours, ending at 0500 hours. Time of day can be found by viewing the main menu screen, which can be accessed by pressing escape on keyboard, for example, or by accessing photo mode. Each of the Brooklyn Hunter locations can be engaged on normal global setting. This is recommended for easier acquisition. Increase the difficulty at your own risk, agents. Even on normal mode, hunters are a challenging opponent. They have increased armor, health, and damage output. Hunters can also repair armor and use skills in combat. Agents should equip a loadout for best damage and survivability. Each hunter spawn will be signaled by their trademark explosive audio cue and puff of smoke. Agents are advised to evaluate hostiles inside hunter locations prior to engagement for efficiency and increased survivability. Roaming hostiles are also enemies of the hunters and will attack them when provoked, which can be a tactical advantage for agents. Players below max level 40 will be automatically boosted when arriving in Brooklyn. Completing the Washington, D.C. main story or Warlords expansion is not required to access the Brooklyn DLC. Okay, let's get started. Inside Brooklyn, there are 8 new hunter locations. Again, one can only be found at night, with all the rest during the day or night. The Lumen Mask can only be acquired at night. Turn into an alley next to a pizza shop on Old Fulton Street, close to the Fulton Ferry control point in Brooklyn Heights. There's an underground entrance there as well. Interact with garage door to open, then interact with switch inside to turn on a blacklight. The blacklight reveals the symbol and directional arrows. Agents can then follow this secret path towards the next blacklight symbol, which are also highlighted by streetlights of the same color. Note each symbol and streetlight can be seen from the previous one to reveal the next point of the path. After several turns, your final location is inside Dumbo on a rooftop off the corner of Bridge and Front Street. The symbol agents have been chasing is highly visible on the side of the building. Climb onto rooftop to spawn the Lumen Mask Hunter. Take him out, collect mask, and ash key number 1. Agents, the remaining hunter mask locations can be completed either day or night. The Cipher Mask is earned after completing a shooting puzzle. Head to the UDBG building just west of the underground entrance on Water Street in Dumbo. Agents will notice the alphabet is scattered across air-conditioned units. Position at the base of steps in the flooded area, and just a step to the right facing the pink robot toy sitting on ledge. Shoot letters to spell out Roboto to spawn the Cipher Mask Hunter. Defeat, Loot Mask, and Ash Key number 2. FYI, multiple shots fired on a letter will input the incorrect sequence. Agents will then have to log out to refresh and try again. Be sure to use a single-shot weapon, such as a marksman rifle, for success. The Craver Mask has 3 steps inside Brooklyn Heights. Step 1. Visit a beached ferry boat along the waterfront. Not only are there clues on deck as to where agents should visit, but community feedback suggests, in addition to my own experience, how first starting here will also spawn each fuel tank collected in Step 3. Step 2. Capture Fulton Ferry Control Point. During my run, Fulton Ferry CP was captured prior to my first visiting the ferry boat. However, the CP is also a trigger to spawn the fuel tanks in Step 3. Bottom line, no tanks will be visible for interaction unless the CP is cleared first. Step 3. Agents can now collect fuel tanks at 4 different resource nodes. Again, clues from the deck of the ferry boat suggest points of interest containing food or water. The required fuel tanks from each resource POI were not visible during my initial run, even having the CP cleared until I visited the ferry boat. Tank number 1 can be found inside a tented area at a resource node inside a triangular-shaped park off the corner of Columbia Heights and Vine Street. Tank number 2 is off Middaw Street inside a courtyard atop cardboard boxes around a pole. Tank number 3 is off corner of Hicks and Middaw Street inside another courtyard on the ground next to a green barrel below a wall mural of white hands. Tank number 4 is off corner of Hicks and Pineapple Street inside another courtyard next to a stack of blue barrels draped by a white tarp. Once all tanks are collected, travel back to the waterfront ferry boat. Surrounded by the blue chairs will be a pile of tanks for agents to interact with to spawn the Craver Mask Hunter. Eliminate, Loot Mask, and Ash Key number 3. The Conqueror Mask has agents locating 7 stuffed animals across Brooklyn Heights and approaching each one to detonate their booby trap. FYI, the stuffed animals can be collected in any order and will immediately begin to beep upon proximity. Don't cuddle too long, agents. Hippo can be found sitting on a bench along the Brooklyn Heights waterfront west of the Fulton Ferry control point. Turtle is found just south of a resource node in a triangular-shaped park. Approach the southwest fence and climb over to detonate. Leopard is just south of Turtle, off Willow Street between Cranberry and Middaw Street, sitting atop a table on a backyard deck. Snake is inside an alley off Middaw Street, being sneaky in some red plant boxes. Teddy Bear is behind a locked gate on a balcony overlooking Henry Street between Middaw and Popular Street. This is also a shade cache location. To open the gate, turn on nearby generator, then circle back to where you first entered the balcony to interact with computer, which will unlock and open the gate. Now blow up Teddy. Parrot is perched inside a courtyard off the corner of Henry and Pineapple Street. Platform upward, starting at a shed below a draped yellow tarp over a brick wall. Follow this path to discover and detonate the parrot. Dolphin is the 7th and final stuffed animal to detonate. Inside a courtyard off corner of Columbia Heights and Pineapple Street, Agents can platform upward from a shed and find Dolphin underneath a yellow umbrella. Once all stuffed animals have been discovered and detonated, head to a construction site off Furman Street, next to an activity node and just above the Bridge Park Pier mission area. Interact with a monkey stuffed animal, which coincidentally sits along all the others you encountered, to spawn the Conqueror Mask Hunter. Show this hunter who the real Conqueror is, claim Mask, and Ash Key number 4. Collecting the Merry Mask involves agents picking up 7 horse parts. 6 are inside Brooklyn Heights, and 1 in Dumbo. FYI, these horse parts can be picked up in any order. Part number 1 lies on the corner of Clark Street and Columbia Heights. Just past the overturned car, collect part off ground next to a small fence. Part number 2 is on the corner of Henry and Pineapple Street, next to a barricade on the ground. Part number 3 is also near the corner of Henry and Pineapple Street, but inside a courtyard on the ground next to a shed. Part number 4 is at the corner of Henry and Poplar Street on the ground next to a green food truck with overgrowth. Part number 5 is at the center of Cranberry Street between Henry and Hick Street. Collect part off sidewalk between Red Plant Box and a small dresser. Part number 6 is just off Orange Street between Hicks and Willow Street. Collect off the ground next to an ivy-covered brick wall and iron fence. For the 7th and final horse part, agents will travel north of an activity node in Dumbo near the waterfront. The last part is sitting atop a white cinder block. Once all parts are collected, visit a carousel close to Part 7 and interact with a now completed carousel horse to spawn the Merry Mask Hunter. End his ride permanently, collect Mask, and Ash Key number 5. FYI, failing versus Hunter will reset all parts as well as logging out during collection. Don't horse around, agents. Securing the Redtail Mask begins by disabling 9 antennas linked by a blue wire to their own power box. 1 antenna is found in Brooklyn Heights, with the remainder in Dumbo. Interacting with each power box successfully disables each antenna, which is confirmed via a distinct audio cue. Agents can also disable each antenna in any order they choose. Box number 1 is next to a closed parking garage gate off McKinney Street. This is the only antenna in Brooklyn Heights. The remainder are all located inside Dumbo. Box number 2 is on a rooftop off Water Street beneath the Brooklyn Bridge. This is also a shade cache location. Take stairs up from side street, then climb over fence. Shoot yellow electric box behind air ducts on the wall, then climb ladder and move towards this back wall mural to disable box number 2. Box number 3 is in the back alley of a donut shack off Plymouth Street. However, agents must first shoot a yellow electric box from the same alley off Water Street. Climb on box in alley to position and shoot yellow electric box through the fence, then head to the Plymouth Street entrance of Donut Shack. Enter back alley through the newly opened door to interact with box number 3 and disable antenna. Box number 4 is on a rooftop off Plymouth Street. Climb up ladder, then platform up from yellow tarp draped over the wall and drop into the back corner to find and disable. Box number 5 is along Water Street near Bridge Street. Position to view antenna from street, then turn left and underneath the red scaffolding is the power box. Box number 6 is off Front Street, directly across from the farm control point. Head towards the construction lot here and you'll spy the antenna. Then look right to find box number 6 to disable. Box number 7 is at a Sarah shipping container yard on the corner of J and York Street, near the southeastern stretch of the Manhattan Bridge. Once in the yard, move towards the red brick building and disable box 7. Box number 8 is also near the Manhattan Bridge between Front and York Street. First, position on the south side of building and shoot the first of 3 yellow electric boxes. Next, circle around from the right, then climb atop a green-faced truck with Braun and Sons written on it. Continue platforming past yellow tarps draped over the rooftop walls to this location. Lastly, shoot 2 more yellow electric boxes to open the lock gate, and you'll find box number 8 in the corner. Box number 9 is in a parking lot off Front Street. Climb up blue-faced truck with graffiti on its side, make left and go up and over the debris. In a corner will be the power box to disable antenna number 9. Once all 9 antennas have been disabled, agents can proceed to this location directly underneath the Manhattan Bridge. Climb over fence draped by a yellow tarp and climb down into the sewer. Enter room marked by a red light and interact with computer below the big screen to deactivate systems. After the system is deactivated, an alarm will sound and the lights will turn red. Agents can now return to street level and spawn the Redtail Mask Hunter. Eliminate, take mask, and ash key number 6. Earning the Tracker Mask first sends agents into perpendicular motion to solve a walking puzzle. To begin, enter building 192 from Front Street, just east down the block from the farm CP. Once at the end of hallway, stop and take a moment to commit my demonstration to memory before entering Papa Bene Pizzeria. Warning, agents must follow a specific path to interact with a lever and spawn the hunter. This one took me a few tries to nail down. I still felt clumsy during my final run, but managed to pull it off. If you happen to fail, then no worries. Agents can pull the run lever, which will reopen the door so you can try again. Also, if you are aware of anything specific that I may have overlooked to ensure success during the puzzle walk, then please share inside the comments. Thanks. Okay, agents, follow this path. Forward. Left. Forward. Right. Back. Right. Forward. Left. Forward. Right. Forward. Left. Back. Right. Forward. When done correctly, the word Rise will glow from the now flashing red light. Pull the Rise lever to spawn the Tracker Mask Hunter. Take him out, collect mask, and ash key number 7. The Necronos Mask is the 8th and final mask and the culmination of all your hard work. The final showdown is for good reason, whereby agents must have defeated all prior hunters to engage. Locate this residential building entrance across from the warehouse control point in Northern Dumbo. Once inside, head upstairs into the apartment and interact with the pinup board. Agents will notice the lights flicker and then turn into black lights, which will guide you further upstairs. Climb through the window, then follow the yellow draped tarps to platform up along the rooftop until finally spawning the Necronos Mask Hunter. Drop him dead, collect mask, and your last ash key. Fun fact, there's a touch of nostalgia for Division 1 veterans, as this hunter location was also the original safe house from the Division tutorial. Once all Hunter Masks have been looted, along with the 8th and final Ash Key, fast travel to the bridge and unlock the Ash Key chest. The Ash Key chest is located past the lounge movie screen to the left inside an off-limits area. This is also the workshop of NPC Theo Parnell. Once inside, make an immediate right towards the Hunter Mask display, and on the ground awaits the Ash Key chest. Agents will be awarded the high-end named assault rifle, the Huntsman, rolled with the Perfect Frenzy talent, which reads, for every 8 bullets in the magazine capacity, gain plus 3% rate of fire and plus 3% weapon damage for 9 seconds when reloading from empty. Agents will also earn the Hunter of Hunters high-end universal weapon skin. Well, there you have it. How to get all 8 secret Hunter Masks and 8 Ash Keys inside Brooklyn for the Division 2 Battle for Brooklyn DLC. If you found this video helpful, likes on the content is appreciated, and consider subscribing. Also be sure to share your Division 2 Hunter Mask thoughts inside the comments below. Which mask is best drip? Thanks for watching, and good hunting, agents.